woman is like a temple, but some men come only to stand in the doorway. A woman is like music, but they're fine strumming just one note. A woman is like a book with hundreds of pages, and they tear out only one. You are like a home, with a fireplace, with warmth, with light, and yet they come just to charge their phone. You are a whole universe, and they reduce you to the bedroom door. There is something deeply wrong with men who reject the whole and take only the fragments, and perhaps with the women who agree to be those fragments too. Why do women allow this? And how to use these men? We will get to that. But first, we need to ask, what kind of man rejects the whole and reaches only for the flesh? In most cases, the answer is simple. Those who cannot embrace the whole are often broken themselves. As Carl Jung once said, you meet your destiny on the road you take to avoid it. A man who avoids depth usually fears what he lacks, and in avoiding wholeness, he reveals his own incompleteness. What's really behind a man saying, "I only want sex"? In my experience, there are 3 types of men who say this. Let me know in the comments if you've met them, or maybe you've seen a 4th or 5th type. Your stories matter. Type 1, the hunter without resources. They will never say this even to themselves, but in their subconscious, it is written something like this. I don't have power, no money, no status, no ambition, but I still crave sex, so I play the honest guy game, hoping to find a hungry, wounded, or immature woman who will settle for crumbs. This man is not noble. He's a passive parasite. He doesn't want to invest, doesn't want to commit, because deep down he knows he has nothing to give. His so-called honesty is just a mask for weakness. I've dealt with plenty of them, both in my practice and in real life. Honestly, they're popping up like mushrooms after the rain. Type 2, the cynical manipulator. They say, I know how the game works. I know many women are lonely, wounded, and starving for attention. I'll use their sexuality as a doorway into their psyche. This is a dark strategist. He may be attractive, even charming, but his game is pure exploitation. He doesn't want connection. He wants access, control, and disappearance. No empathy, no guilt. This isn't a parasite, it's a predator. Type 3, the emotionally dead. These were once decent men, but either they gave up too early or just turned out too weak for the real world. Now they whine things like, I tried, I was kind, I was loyal, I gave love and got betrayal. So what's the point? At least give me sex. This is the man who's shut down. He's numb, angry, disappointed. And now he treats women like a drug. Something to take the edge off his pain. Not to love, but to forget. Which one have you met? So how is all of this connected? To our deepest instincts. Sex is power, and like any power, you either control it or get controlled by it. But once you know the rules, you can flip the entire game on them. Stay with me. I'll show you how. For men who feel powerless in society, who don't lead, don't earn, don't inspire, conquering a woman's body becomes the only form of control they still have. It gives the illusion of dominance. And so, objectification becomes survival. If I reduce a woman to a body, I don't have to see her soul. I don't have to let her in. If I don't let her in, she can't hurt me. This is emotional armor disguised as masculinity. In a hypergamous world, where women choose from the top, where beauty is leveraged like currency, many men have silently made this decision. If you're going to turn everything into advantage, so will I. I won't love, I'll just take. And what does that say about our society? It means trust has collapsed. No one wants to be vulnerable first, so both sides develop survival habits, and sex becomes the main language of exchange. The traditional game is broken. There was a time when women embodied love, and men brought protection, action, direction. Now, it's all just access and flesh. Even women have started playing this game, not always for sex, but for validation. A glance, a touch, a hint of seduction in exchange for attention, care, emotional support. And so the distrust deepens. We no longer meet each other, we negotiate. So what about those 3 types of men who only want access to the body? Men aren't chasing you. They're running from themselves. The same applies to women who fill their emptiness with men. If you know what a man is running from, you don't need chains. Just dangle the right illusion, and he'll follow you like a dog in heat. Not because you're his dream, but because you're the distraction from his pain. Let's get one thing clear. Men aren't complicated. Strip away the noise, the talk, the bravado, and they all fall into 3 cages. And once you know what hurts them, you own them. 1. The empty hunter. He's loud, pushy, always honest. Translation: I have nothing to offer. Please want me anyway. He wants sex because it's the only place he can feel like a man. He thinks if he fucked you, he wins. So I let him think he's close. 1 compliment, 1 tease. Then I vanish. Now he's obsessed. Why? Because I'm the only prize he thought he could afford. And I still said no. 2. The cold strategist smart, calculated, emotionally dead. This one thinks he's above the game. But you can see it, the fear in his control. He's been broken before, and now he plays to dominate. But here's the trick. You don't fight him, you mirror him. You become his shadow, unpredictable, sharp, untouchable. You let him think he's playing you while you read him like a file. He'll never leave, not because he loves you, but because he doesn't trust anyone else not to kill him first. 3. The emotionally dead soft voice, tired eyes. He says, I don't want drama. What he really means is, I've given up. He doesn't want love. He wants peace. He wants someone to feel for him because he can't anymore. So you give him comfort, just enough to keep him alive, but never let him think you're safe. Make him earn you with effort he barely has left. That's how you keep him crawling back, because his misery craves your warmth, but fears losing it even more. Control doesn't come from giving, it comes from knowing. Men don't chase you because they want you. They chase you because you've figured out the wound they hide from everyone else, including themselves. You're not his dream, you're his escape. And once you understand that, you stop being the victim. You start being the one who sets the rules. So, how you use it? There are 5 main areas. 1. Boosting your self-worth. Through control, he wants your body. He wants your power back, what it's really about. Sometimes, you don't want love. You want to feel in control. You want to look into a man's eyes, see his hunger, and know you can give it to him, or not. That you decide that he's not leading, you are. This is not about denying sex to be good. It's about making sure your worth is not handed over like a free sample. How it works: you flirt just enough. You lean in, then pull away. You say maybe, but never yes. He thinks he's almost getting it. He keeps chasing. But the closer he gets, the more confused he becomes. You're not giving him love, you're giving him hope, and hope is addictive. Why it works? Because most men who just want sex are used to easy wins. They're used to women giving in for validation or fear of losing them. You break the pattern. You become the one woman he can't crack, and that makes you the prize, even if you never sleep with him. What you gain: confidence. You see your own value through his frustration. Power. You control the pace, the frame, the outcome. Freedom. You stop playing their game and make them play yours. Try this today. He texts you, "Wanna come over?" You say, "Maybe," if you earn it. He compliments your body. You reply, "You don't even know what to do with it." Let him think he's the hunter, but you hold the leash. 2. Gaining power through psychological experiments. Use him to sharpen your edge. What it's really about: some men aren't there to be loved. They're there to be tested, to help you refine your tools, to help you see what works, what doesn't, what manipulates, what controls. You don't owe him sex, affection, or closure. He's your field lab. Why it works? Because these men, the ones who only want sex, have zero emotional defense. They're exposed, predictable. And you're not wasting them. You're studying the system through them. You become more persuasive, more intuitive. You spot lies faster. You smell desperation in seconds. By these game, you gain mastery of male behavior, precision in emotional control, detachment from useless outcomes, the thrill of knowing, "I control this now." This isn't about being fake. It's about being aware of every move and every reaction, while he's still thinking about your body. Now let's talk about the third tactic. How can you use men who only want sex from women? We're not in church here, right? So I'll speak strictly, just how it is. No sugarcoating. This tactic has been a kind of moral relief for many women I've spoken to. Here's how it works. Millions of women were raised to be good, proper, respectful. They were taught to do the right thing, to be the good girl, the loyal one, the one who waits. But the world isn't that perfect, and reality doesn't reward perfection. So what happens? They end up hurt, disappointed, humiliated, for playing fair in a game that's rigged. And that's where this tactic comes in. Restore the balance. Level the damn playing field. Once a woman realizes she doesn't have to be perfect, that she can make her own rules, something clicks. It suddenly becomes easier to live in this unfair world. Because now she's not a victim anymore. She's someone who's decided to stop being good for people who never deserved it. And let's be honest, men who only want sex, they're offering themselves for this. They write first. They beg for attention. They show up, ready to be used. They want to be objectified. Fine. Let them be objects. They're the perfect punching bags, and they ask for it. So why should you feel bad for using something that helps you get your power back? This isn't revenge. This is rebalancing the scale. This is self-preservation. And no, I'm not here to teach you how to be the bad girl. Even science backs this up. There's a classic study by Mills from 1958 that proves something important. For people who see themselves as fair and moral, it's psychologically hard to live in an unfair world. But once they themselves commit a bad act, it actually becomes easier for them to live in that same unfair world. This is exactly what Leon Festinger wrote in his theory of cognitive dissonance back in 1957. When your internal image, "I'm a good person," clashes with the reality, "I got used," your psyche starts to crack. It creates internal pressure, fragmentation, mental exhaustion. So what's the way out? You adjust your self-image. You make it more flexible. You say, "I can be tough too. I can play the game too. Sometimes I get to play a little dirty." And suddenly, the pressure drops. The good girl doesn't break anymore, because now she understands how the world really works. This isn't madness. It's psychological energy conservation. Tactic 4. Exchange for resources. No love, no emotion. He wants your body. You want his resources. No, You're not selling yourself. A woman who sells herself is the one who takes $100 and does whatever he says, whenever he says. This is the opposite. Here, everything happens on your terms, in your timing. And to make that happen, he gives you what you want. And he will, because you know exactly what he wants. He's already an open book. You're a woman who knows her value, and you set the terms. It's not body for money. It's desire for action. Want to take me out? Then pick me up. Want my attention? Sign the deal. Want the night? Pay for the course. Boost my project, call the lawyer, make it happen. This isn't romance. This is mutual benefit, and the benefit is yours. And no, you shouldn't feel bad. You want pleasure too, so let him earn it. Let him organize it. He came for satisfaction? Then you get yours too. Because sex is quick, but value lasts. And if there are young 25-year-old girls listening to this right now, maybe some of this sounds harsh to you, but I'm a woman who's lived. I've seen hundreds of stories, success and disaster, love and betrayal, and I'll tell you straight, most of the time, the fairy tale doesn't work, and the game only moves when you learn to play it cool. Sometimes it's the only way to start a damn deal. Tactic 5. Drain his attention and energy to the last drop. He wants your body. You want him thinking about you, texting, fantasizing, watching your stories, telling his friends about you, raising your social value, while you don't even remember his name. This is an emotional donor. You don't give, you don't engage, you don't meet. You just drain his attention like fuel. To feel beautiful, to read, "You're so hot," to scroll through your inbox when you're in a bad mood and say, "Look at that, 10 guys still want me." This is a psycho-emotional conveyor belt, and he's just a battery, one you squeeze dry. Sooner or later, there'll be a moment. He can carry your furniture or fix a problem you don't want to deal with. A guy like that, fully under your spell, can come in handy. You've seen the 5 tactics, and none of them were about being nice, because nice got you ignored, nice got you used, nice got you nowhere. They came for your body, so you took their attention, their time, their energy. No guilt, no shame. You flipped the script. You became the player, not the prey. This isn't revenge. It's emotional justice. It's balance. You will be just and kind to those who are just and kind to you. You're not the soft one anymore. You're the one who sees and acts. Now, send this video to a friend who needs to hear it, because I know you have one. That one woman who's still playing fair in a game that was never fair. She needs to hear this. We break down 100 of the most common struggles, wins, limits, and powers facing modern women in the modern world. Let there be more of us, clear-eyed, self-aware, and unafraid. Write in the comments what you think about this. Was I too harsh in today's video? And I know you've got something to say.